Yeah, if you look at the Prime Minister came into Washington, D.C., February of 2025, and we're in February 2026. So this is the longest expected trade deal between the two countries. And so it's a win for the US and win for India. And this will drive the trade in a much more expedited manner between the two countries.
Okay, so while the announcement is positive, details remain limited. So, what additional clarification or follow-up actions from both the governments would you like to see uh, to ensure smooth implementation? As President Trump mentioned that it will be implemented immediately with an immediate effect.
Yeah, I think it's important that immediately all the goods, especially garments and gems and jewelry and others which are impacted by 50% of tariff on the goods side, come down to 18%. So at least those orders, those jobs are not impacted anymore. So it is important that at least things starts moving in the right direction from that perspective. Yes, details are going to follow, but it's important the message goes to the authorities at customs and ports. The goods from India will be subject to 18% tariff, not 50%.
Mhm. Beyond tariffs, how does this initial trade deal fit into the larger US-India strategic partnership goals that your organization advocates for, such as defense, technology transfer, innovation, investment, and supply chain resilience? So, could this pave the way for more comprehensive bilateral trade agreement?
No, absolutely. I think it sends a message that the relationship is back on the track. It sends a message that this is the beginning, and both countries will partner in critical mineral. Both countries will partner on AI. Both countries will partner on the Quad arena. So what we are seeing is a trade is, yes, transactional, but we will go beyond that to ensure that there's a win-win for India and the United States.
And what immediate steps should Indian companies take to capitalize on this reduced 18% tariff rate? As it seems that it is the lowest tariff uh, among Indian competitors in this region. It's
Yes, it is low. And I think you have to understand that what the Indian companies have to do is reach out to their partners in the US, start the process of shipping it, and then so at least they can start getting revenue and market share. So as the president said, this is effective immediately, and so the objective here is to start moving Indian goods into the U.S. market at a much more accelerated pace because they've lost almost last 6 to 8 months on the tariff part, especially the Russian tariff of 25%, which was added.
Mhm. The deal includes India's pledge to buy American at much higher levels. What does it mean for India?
Well, you have to understand that India does buy almost 80+% of oil externally. And it's also buys LNG. So I think it can accelerate that itself in both on the crude side and also LNG side, and definitely on the coal side also. India buys tremendous amount of coal from other countries itself. So I think if we can just direct that investment and procurement towards the US, it will bring the India's trade surplus to a level between the two countries. It will send a message to the president here that India is serious about this trade deal. So basically, you're diverting your procurement from other countries to the US itself. So it will, as a strategic partner, which US is, it'll send a very positive message.
Mhm. My last question is looking ahead, how optimistic are you about the long-term trajectory of economic ties between the two countries post this deal, especially because we have seen some kind of fluctuation, some kind of a degree of innovation from the US side on several issues. So, in your view, how optimistic are you about the long-term trajectory? And also, what role will your organization you will play in sustaining it?
Well, it is important to understand that the relationship is not just economic, it's geopolitical, it's technology, it's people to people. And so if one leg of the relationship gets impacted, that does not mean the other get impacted. They keep on moving forward. When you look at while the tariff was on India at 50%, the technology partnership continued, the people-to-people partnership continued. The US companies' investment in India did not slow down. They continued with their procurement, continued with the supply chain. So when you look at by lowering the tariff, it is going to accelerate the trade economic partnership. Will you have some road bumps? Absolutely. But I think that's where we play a role between the two countries to ensure that some of those roadblocks are removed. So there is a job creation by Indian companies in the US and US companies in India itself. So it is a win-win value proposition between the two countries. And I strongly believe that as we move forward, you'll see an accelerated growth between the two economies because both countries are trading with each other.